Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop quick tip. Today we're going to do a bit of a creative edit. Photo here that's been bugging me and it's my own mistake. So I have nobody to blame but myself. It's a composition mistake. I'm going to make a new layer here so you can follow what I'm trying to say and what I'm talking about. Layer there, and you choose a red color. And with a little more brush, I can mark things up for you. All right, so here on this mountain and this mountain, you notice the distance is so close to them, to each other. Okay, they're too close. And it's because of the way I made the composition with the camera. If I had just taken the camera and tilted the body just slightly left, it would then give me a perceived distance increase between this foreground rock formation and the background rock formation. And I think that would make a better photo. And that was my intention all along. Okay? My intention was to turn around and, get this distance between the two increased. Okay? So that we had that separation that would be aesthetically pleasing. And I didn't do it. Okay? So I'm going to try to correct it in post, and it's going to be a little bit of work, not tremendous, but as they say, we're going to have to move mountains. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to throw this markup layer away, and we're here. All right, so since I'm going to do so many pixel changes here, and I'm actually going to physically move the mountains, I better make a duplicate of this image so that I can refer to that as the original before and after. So I'll go up to Image, and then I'm going to select Duplicate. And I get to name it whatever I want. I'll just accept the default name is fine. And now I want it to be just like Command and Control 0. That'll put me at full screen. And so now when I flip between the images, they're stacked on each other perfectly. So, okay. All right, so now we're going on the copy image, and we're going to go ahead and get to work. All right. So I think the first thing I'm going to do here is I am going to select the mountains that I want to move. Okay. So using the quick selection tool, I am going to just roughly select the mountain range and see how Photoshop does. And just keep going. And I'm also going to take the foreground with it. So I'm going to come down to make sure I have all the foreground selected. And now I'm just going to check to make sure that I have everything selected that I want. And that's looking pretty good. All right, so everything is selected on the foreground and the mountains. I want to make a copy of this, and because that's what I'm going to physically move. So the easiest way to do that is Command and Control J, and that's going to throw up this selection, copy it, and then put it on its own layer. So Command and Control J, and there we are. So now we have a top layer with the mountains in that we want to physically move. Okay? All right. Next thing I need to turn off the top layer, okay, because I need to remove these mountains from the background. So I'm going to do that selection again that I had already made by hitting Control click with the mouse, and that reselects the mountain range for me. And I'll go to the background, and now with that selected, I'm going to ask Photoshop to do a little content aware fill. So I'm going to go up to Edit, Content Aware Fill, and it's going to analyze it, and it's going to then do it. And it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be a little blotchy here and there, but for our purposes, it's going to be just fine. Okay? So we'll hit OK. Okay, so there it's filled in, done a nice job, and as you can see, now we have that thing. So I'm going to deselect, Command and Control D, and now we have this to work on. And we still have our mountain ranges exactly as we were on the separate layer. So I want to flatten this out here. So I'm going to take the background filled layer and then the other one below it. I'm going to select both, and I am going to right click, and I'm going to merge the layers. And that puts those two layers together. And so now we have this one background image, and then we have the mountains on the separate layer. Okay. All right. So now we're going to actually just move the mountains. So I'm going to activate the visibility on the mountain layer. And now I'm just going to switch to the move tool. And I am just going to take my right arrow key, and I am just going to start jogging the mountains to the right. Okay, and as you can see, I'm moving them over, and I'm paying close attention to this gap. Okay, till I aesthetically get what I want. Now, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to do it a little bit more than what I would have done. Okay, and I'm going to say about right there. And so now you can see that we have the mountains moved. Now, there's the drasticness of the move. That's the original image, and now we're shifting it this far. Okay, so that's looking good. We do now need to have some blending and some issues here that we need to take care of. But other than that, it's looking very good. All right, so we need to do some content-aware fill. And I am going to take both layers, and then I'm going to flatten the image. So right click, and I'm going to flatten the image. So now we're back to one layer here. Okay, and I know I'll probably have 1,000 viewers right in here in the comments, how dare you destructively edit, but I'm going to cheat today and just do it because it's being done for me. So, all right. So we've got this area we've got to fix, and I'm just going to see how the content aware fill goes. I'm going to select it. And do I like what it did? It went a little more than what it should have. So if I use the minus key, I can bring back what I don't like. Okay, so that selection looks pretty good that I want to have it fill. So I'm going to go up to Edit and Content Aware Fill again. And hey, Adobe's done a pretty decent job. I'm just going to go ahead and hit Apply. All right, so that looks good. Command and Control D to deselect, and that's done a great job. So now we just need the little touches to blend this together, okay? To look at the area where we have a little bit of issues. We have a line here. You can see that little line that's in there, and we need to blend that together. We got a little blend in the cloud. Maybe we put it in. So just a little bit of blending, basically. And this one here can be done very easily with the Clone Stamp tool to help blend things in. So we're going to go up to the Clone Stamps tool, and then up top, I want you to take your flow way down. 25, 30% is usually a good number to start with. Okay, because we want to blend things, right? We don't want to be harsh. So if you go at 100, it's going to be very visible. So take from the area you want to sample, and I'll take there, and I'll hit the alter option, and then I'll just go in and I'll start blending to make things more believable. Okay? And that's all I need to do. And that blended in that area there. And now I just continue on sampling from the different areas, alter option, and then I just come in and brush to blend out that line. All right? And you may have to resample several times. And now I'm going to do some things that this pathway. You can see the people walking on the pathway. So you can't see that when it's compressed on the screen, but you can actually see there's people on the walkway and that. So that's looking like it's blending out very good. And that's looking good here too. So I'm looking real quick and I don't see any other additional blendings. Okay. And I may just turn around and do just a little bit more in the sky here. So I'll hit Alter Option and then do a little bit of blending here. And I think we're pretty good. Okay, so let's take a look here. So we started here. Okay, and you can see the mountain range and how close we were with the composition, and then the move of the composition. Okay, and I think it makes a better composition overall. And again, that's a personal call based on me, but I think it's an improvement myself. So there's the original, which again, nothing wrong with the image. It's just not the image that I wanted. I didn't tilt the camera right. And so this gives me a little more aesthetic, a little more pleasing composition in my opinion. So there we go. Wasn't that hard. And I still think either one is a great image. So that's going to do it for this week. So hopefully you guys picked up some techniques from that, be able to use at your different things. And I mean, what more can we say than we moved mountains today? All right, guys. Till next week, you guys take care.